Hello, this is a walkthrough on a Wildwood by Forest River 42 cubic Q8. Basically, I'm gonna walk around the outside here and talk about different features and parts of it, and then we'll go inside the unit. Starting with your roof, you want to inspect the roof on this unit about once every 60 days or so. You want to check all around your roof seams, your roof penetrations, anything like that. If you see anything suspect, you want to use a product on there called Dicor. You don't want to use caulk on your or silicone or anything like that on your roof. You want to use Dicor. Dicor is a self-leveling caulk. Anything that has to do with the slides or the roof, you want to use that. You can use silicone, caulk and stuff like that on the sides of the unit, around lights and different things on the sides, but just not on your roof. Your awning, we refer to your awning as a fair weather or sunshade awning. Switches on the inside the door here of the glass doors. Basically, you're going to put the awning out till the little valance drops off the end, then let go of the switch. Now, the awning does have pitch arms on each end, one in the front and one in the rear. The pitch arm is basically there to do exactly that, adjust the pitch of your awning so that your awning is not too flat when it comes out. What you don't want is a flat awning to where water could pond on top of it and possibly push down on the fabric of your awning and tear it loose, possibly from the camper itself. So you want to pitch the awning, and then what that does, it basically gives the water a way to pitch off of it from the front, the rear, or you could pitch both of them at the same time and it'll pretty much come off the end of the awning. It's also important to make sure that you put your pitch arms back where they were before you roll your awning up. And anytime you roll your awning up, always roll it up in a way that the roller is rolling under the fabric as it comes back to your camper, not over the top of the fabric. It should be rolling under the fabric. Just snug it up, bring it up, snug it up to the camper, and you're good to go. Your awning is also got probably 4 reasons when you should probably put it away. One would be when the wind's blowing pretty good. 2, when it's raining, unless you're out here supervising it. 3, when you go to bed at night, because you can't supervise it. And 4, when you leave your camper for any period of time, again, you cannot supervise it. So those would be the 4 situations when you might want to put your awning away. We do have like a little kitchenette back here on the back. This refrigerator here is going to run off of 110 only. Doesn't have any kind of backup or anything like that. You do have a GFI outlet in here. You got a cable connection here on the wall. You do have a like a little grill cable for your propane extension for your grill that comes off the back of your bumper. You've got manual lights that you can turn on and off from inside here as well. And your quick connect for your gas is going to be located right back here underneath. It's also got a little ball valve on there, so make sure that you open that little valve too as well whenever you are getting ready to use that grill. Now the steps both up at the bedroom and back here at this back area here, these particular steps fold up under the door as well as these here, and they have little arms here to be able to catch the door to keep it from flying around on you. You do have 110 power out here, cable outbound. Your speakers are waterproof type speakers. Just don't shoot water directly at them whenever you're washing the unit out or anything. Just let it cascade down. Your fresh air in and exhaust out for your furnace is located right here. Your hot water heater is located here. This is both a gas and electric water heater. Your electric switch is right down here on the bottom left-hand corner. These are your heating elements for electric. This is your drain plug for your water heater, and this can operate on gas as well. It's your high pressure pop off. These are your high temperature cutout switches. One's for electric and one is for gas. It's always, like I said, it's always important to make sure you do have water in your water heater before you run it on electric or gas. Go to any hot water fixture, run water through it, and make sure that you actually have water through it coming out on the hot side. You don't care about the cold side. You're just concerned with the hot side because you want to know that the hot water heater is full and pushed water through the rest of the plumbing. Your door here has a screen door. That screen door is actually located, I believe, back in the bunk area back here in the back. They don't put that on until you actually get where you're going. That way the screen doesn't fly off in transit. Again, this door here, like the other back door, has a little latch here. You have stabilizer jacks down here on the corners. You're going to have on all four corners of it, basically those stabilizer jacks are there for stabilization only. They're not for leveling your camper. They're not for picking your camper up to change tires or anything like that. They're there for stabilization only. Typically, you're going to back your camper up, level it left or right, whatever means that you're going to use to do that. Then use your jack in the front to level it front to rear. After you've got that established, then you can drop all four corners of your stabilizers down. It's always good if you can put them onto some blocks or something like that so they don't have to extend themselves out too far. And then once you've got that done, after that, then you can start opening up your slides and such. You would have a battery, 12-volt deep cycle marine style battery is located on the front end here. You've got two 30-pound propane tanks. Selector switch right here on the front. It's got a little pointer on here to choose which tank you're going to use. Like in this case, it's pointing to the left, so I'd have this tank open and this tank closed. Once this tank does get empty, I would switch this valve around, point it toward the other tank, open this one up, go get this one filled up. Anytime you're towing the camper around and you lock it down on the ball, put that pin down right here, put a pin inside here so it can't come back out. Take your chains, put them on, crisscross them, and you also have an emergency breakaway cable that's located right here, and you want to hook that to your vehicle as well. And it should not be hooked in a manner that it goes through your chains or around your chains. It should be a clean pull between the camper and your tow vehicle. You got your VIN information, tire pressure information's over on the side here. Your freshwater fill tank is located right here, and your freshwater tank drain is located directly under it. This is going to be your city water. This one requires a water pump. You fill it up until it comes out the vent hole right here, and then your tank's full. Take the hose out, you're good, you're done, and use your water pump to suck water out of the freshwater tank and send to all your fixtures. This right here is your city water connection. This one requires your freshwater hose, and you ought to make sure that you use a water pressure regulator valve on that hose so that you don't have too much pressure in case wherever you get drawing your water from, it would possibly, you don't have an overpressurized system to where it could, blow a water line or something inside your camper. So you use a water pressure regulator anytime you're on the city side. Like I said, your freshwater drain is over here on this side, and this has low point drains up in the front here too, and that comes into play during winterization. You have storage over here on the side, your power cords probably in there somewhere. You're going to have whatever else typically is going to come with the unit. It's going to be in there. This is where you're going to hook a hose at. This is one of the locations. There's another one back in the back. This has a black tank flush, and so does the other one for the restrooms. The black tank is the tank for the toilet only. The gray tank pool here is going to be for the shower and stuff like that up in the camper. It could even be gray for the kitchen up in the front end. I'm not for sure what all might be in that gray, but that's where you're going to hook your hose up and drain your different tanks that you have. Your black tank flush, typically you always want to have your black tank valve open first, and that would be the one on the right side there. Your black tank's always going to be the bigger line of the two. You want your valve open first, hook your hose up to this second, turn on your water, flush it out, turn it back off, remove the hose, let it finish draining on the black, and then you can close your black tank valve and then move over to the gray. You typically just don't want to run water in your black tank flush without that valve open because you could end up overfilling your system if you were not paying attention and everything. And so what that is the black tank flush is like a sprayer inside your black tank, helps to rinse it out and everything. The reason we dump the black first over the gray is gray typically has soap and stuff in it, so it'll kind of help rinse out your hose and things like that before you stow it away. This is your other black tank flush. It's in between the slides, and as you can see, there's another gray right there. And that gray is probably for the bathroom in the rear and such. When the unit's nice and new, that's the best time to find out for sure what exactly is what. Most people will store their sewer hose in their square tube bumper back here. This is where your power is going to go into the unit. This is also where your cable for satellite and cable or inbound feeds right here. Your grill is off the back end of the bumper here. It will, you can take this cover off, swing it around, like I said, hook the hose to it and hook it to your propane here. We'll go inside the unit here now. Any outlets that are typically going to be in a bathroom or around a kitchen or outside are all going to be GFI protected. So if you lose power on any of those, always check your, like say, bathroom GFI or wherever your GFIs might be located to reset them. You're going to have a fire extinguisher here at your front door. Cold air return for your furnace is under here. There's no filter in there to change or anything. They're really typically the only place you have filters at is up in your air conditioning unit itself. You can pull those down by pulling these little grills off the sides. Pull those down, wash them, pat them dry, and stick them right back up. Got your microwave. It's going to have, well, there's the, in this case, that's the stove filter sitting in this particular unit. Your left burner and your center burner and your right burner, they all use a striker. You always turn it clockwise, the direction of the arrows here. Whenever you go to light your stove, same thing goes for your oven. When you want to light your oven, you want to take and go to this knob right here and go to that first mark, and then you want to push it in. When you push it in, what it's basically doing is it's sending gas down to the pilot light, which is at the bottom of the stove, in the middle, all the way in the back. You want to send gas down there to the pilot light, and it uses the same striker to light the pilot light, which is a single flame. Once you light that single flame, let it heat the thermocouple, which is a safety device, and then let go of the switch. Providing the pilot light stayed lit, you can then now take the pilot light or the oven controller, turn it around to the temperature that you want the oven to cook at, and it will light the main burner. And when you take and turn it all the way back to off, it extinguishes the main burner and the pilot light. So you have to light the pilot light each and every time you do get ready to use it. It does have a little button over here on the side that turns on the oven light and the knobs up here on the top. And then also anytime you need the space, 1 or 2, you're getting ready to travel, always make sure that you put your glass top back down so it doesn't come down on you prematurely. And on your microwave, you probably got a surface light, and you also have an exhaust fan switch as well. On your refrigerator on this unit is going to be a 110 refrigerator. It's got a little storage knob right here that screws into the refrigerator, and that's what helps keep these doors closed. The refrigerator doesn't have any backup or anything like that. Also, all your heat's going to be in the floor. All your air conditioning is typically going to be up in the ceiling and such. Your breaker panels, in this case, is located here to the right of the refrigerator. You push the door at the top in the middle, and the flat door drops down. That's going to have all your 110 resettable breakers, and your 12-volt fuses are also located in there. So if you need to reset anything, that's where they're going to be. Now you have a little pantry here. You can take and unsnap this and slide that over, and that's like a little pantry and everything to be able to store your groceries or whatever the case may be. Your thermostat. This thermostat is going to be for this particular unit right here. If there's another AC up in the front, I haven't looked yet, but if there's another AC up there, it'll have its own separate thermostat. This one's going to control most likely just the AC and the heat. The up and down arrows moves you through your set points, and the bottom one moves you through your different modes. For example, fan, high and low, cool, high and low, cool, high and low auto, heat, and off. The difference between cool, high and low and cool, high and low auto is when the compressor turns off on the roof, the fans in cool, high, or low will stay running. Whereas in auto, it will turn the fans totally off. So if you like to have the fans stay on for either one, keeping the air circulated, or two, you like to use it for white noise or something, then you would run it in cool high or cool low. If you want everything to shut off every time it reaches set point, run it in cool high or low auto, and that will turn the fan off. Going into the rear bunk area, you got switches here on the wall for the lights. This is your bathroom back here on the back. It does have light switches for the bathroom and light switches for the I believe it's lights outside. And it also has a power vent to be able to open the vent up here in the ceiling for exhaust, and being able to turn the fan on. You also have a sink in here for hot and cold. The toilet, this toilet's going to operate just like any of the others. Basically what you do is you push down on this foot valve right here. When you go to use it for the first time, you want to push down on it ever so slightly, just enough to kick the water on, but not enough to open the flapper in the bottom of the toilet. By doing that, you put a little water in the toilet, and then you do your business, then you're going to take it and push it all the way to the floor. That's going to flush everything down into the black tank. After you do that, you want to go back and push that little foot valve down again ever so slightly, just to put a little water in there. The reason you want to do that is by putting a little water in there, it does two things. It keeps the seal lubricated in the bottom of the toilet there, but it also acts as a vapor barrier for any type of sewer gas trying to come up from the black tank into the camper itself. The water in the toilet will serve as a vapor barrier, kind of like a P-trap does underneath the kitchen or bathroom sink or such. It's got a little bunk bed back here. This latches up. But do believe that when these slides come in, they're dual slides against each other. You always want to make sure that this is in the up position so that it doesn't run into the slide on the opposite side. There is, like in this case, a screen which is for the door. You got manual lights on the slides themselves. Light switches here for in the room. You're going to have USB charging ports there. You may even have them down here. You've got a place where you can hang the TV here. 110 power and cable connections. In the rear, you got again more lights, manual lighting over here with USB charging ports. This bunk here can also be raised up and locked into place over there. I do encourage though that while you're driving or anything with this, you always keep this in the down position so it doesn't come down prematurely. You've got the couch down here also on the bottom that you can make into a bed as well. Anytime, again, just like all these other things, always make sure when you're trailering that all your doors are secured and snapped and everything like that. Plus you'd have to have this door going in the bedroom here closed anyway when that slide's coming in so that it doesn't run into the door. You've got storage underneath in the dinette area. You also can lift this table up, pull the pedestals out, drop the table down, backfill with cushions in the middle and such to be able to make a bed out of that as well. You also have this right here that can pull out of this setup right here and be brought over here onto this side to where this can be made into like a lounger or such. Otherwise you can have it as a like a dinette with three sides to it. You've got storage underneath of here that all folds down. You've also got this couch right here. This is like a jackknife couch. You pick up on the front and the back's going to drop down and be able to make a bed out of that as well. These lights are going to be manual. I think this one back here, yes, this one is manual back here as well. You got a fireplace here with controls on it that are going to give you the ability to use this as heat. This is all electric. It's not, there's nothing propane about this. It has different functions. You can probably change the color of the flame. You can have a set point on here to where it will turn on and off, turn the heater on and off. You got a timer function that when the timer times out, it will turn the heat and the lights off. Or you can have the fireplace on just for the looks, to where it actually doesn't put out any heat, or you can have it to where it does put out heat. Totally up to you how you want to do that. You also have a radio up above it. It's an AM/FM Bluetooth type player, and then you have TV backer locations. All your TV connections and everything are going to be underneath of here. There's probably also underneath of here as well a little push button on that cable connection right there. You want to make sure that that actually is turned on. That's what powers your booster for your onboard antenna on the roof. So make sure that you have that turned on. Anytime you go to do a channel search or anything like that, you need to make sure that that booster is actually on, or otherwise it won't pull in any channels. Got another bathroom up here in this front end. This one, the toilet's going to operate exactly the same way as the other one does. You've got a shower here. Always make sure you have your little strap on the shower door so it controls the shower doors while you're going down the road, so it's not banging back and forth. It also has a little power vent up here the same way that you can turn on and off from the switches here on the wall. Opening the fan lid and turning on the fan itself, and the light switch. GFI outlets. Your hand sink and all that stuff in here as well. You got a vacuum cleaner right here. There may or may not be vacuum accessories in your unit. Sometimes you have to buy those if they're not in there. And typically all you do is just plug it into here, and there's a little switch on there that turns it on and off. There's a little bag in there that you can buy replacement bags as well. It's almost like a little Eureka bag or so. Like in this case here, this particular room. Now we do have a thermostat in here. So it could be this one here might be controlling the heat, whereas the other one was just controlling the air conditioner. Because they only have, let me go back here and look again real quick in the back on this one, because I got an air conditioner right here in the living room. Let's see if they had one back here. Nope, they don't have one back here. So that thermostat that's up front may be there just to control the heat and everything. So if you see only a function of heat on there, that's probably what it is. This one here is strictly for heat. Doesn't mean this can't have a second AC on it, because it's definitely pre-wired or set up for a second unit. You got storage underneath the bed here. These lights are all manual up above here that you can turn on and off. You have 110 and USB on each side of the bed as well. You've got a closet here. Make sure that whenever you do close this door, it always snaps into here to keep, again, these doors from banging back and forth while you're going around traveling or anything like that. So always just make sure that you got these snapped in. Easier said than done with one hand. There you go. You got 110 power in this case. Cable connection right here, so where you could put a table or a TV here. Got more dressers underneath it here as well. Light switches. There's switches here too that probably turn on maybe the lights out on the front end, as well as maybe any side lights here, and plus a lights here in the bedroom itself. Always make sure your drawers are all closed whenever you go to bring slides in and things. Always want to make sure that your slides have a clear path of travel when they're going in and out, that you don't get hung up in anything. This one here I'd say is a accent light switch as well. Other than that, I think that's just about it in here. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you got. Other than that, thank you and have a great day.